Desert Underground Podcast. I'm Desert Danish. With me as a co-host today, I got Mr. Bryan Holm.
How's everybody doing?
And then I've got David Olson, Oli from 6 Feet Over.
What's up, everyone?
Woo.
Who's also in a band with Bryan.
Woo. Woo.
And to my right, Mr. Scott McEntee. Is that how you say it?
Something like that.
McEntee.
No.
Hey, McEntee.
That's only like what they would say.
You brought Irish.
I'm a Mac, not a Mick.
Mac.
So when the Scottish had like
So if you've ever listened to the podcast before, Scott is mentioned almost every time. That's our thing.
I'm pretty popular.
But we finally got him here. So he's in dog with me. Best punk band
Finally
in the
got
world.
me here. He invited me, so I finally showed up.
It's funny that 3/4 of this table is 6 Feet Over alumni. Just pointing it out.
right? Yeah.
I sang a song once with you.
Doesn't have to do it. I just wanted to put Scott on the spot and see if he was going to react to that.
So we have a show coming up, you guys.
Yeah.
I wear that as a badge of pride, a badge of honor.
That makes me feel good, man.
That you were in 6 Feet Over.
I was a founding member.
Founding
Yeah,
member.
but
That's
it's-
true.
One of the OG founding members.
True.
But it's also kind of like a Purple Heart too.
Sort of, right.
I mean, he did have to sacrifice a ball.
Well, that was way before then.
Oh.
But it was
mind.
ahead of time knowing.
I'm just trying to get back to the conversation we were on before.
Yeah.
So
In
you
case
guys-
anyone's interested, Dave wants to talk about testicles, and I have a feeling it's going to go there.
It doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to.
This is where the conversation
Doesn't
was.
have to.
Really.
Has Bryan ever told you how 6 Feet Over started?
Let's hear it, man.
It was a cold, windy desert night.
It's true. It was.
How cold was it?
It was fucking cold.
It was pretty fucking cool. So actually, we Mark McCoy, you guys' guitar player and psychopath extraordinaire, he had a party out in the Pinnacles in Toronto. This just rented a generator, had a whole bunch of different musical gear out there, and there was, I don't know, maybe 20 different musicians out there. And Scott's like, let's go out there. I know this guy from work. He's really cool. Not this guy talks like that, but that's kind of how I heard it. So we went out there and just rocked out and drank a little bit and had fun and played all night. And it was like the first time either of us had really played live music with other people, like heavy metal or kind of just cranking it up. I mean, I played bass for probably 5 hours that night, just goofing off. And on the way back, we were like, man, let's just start a freaking band. And that was it. And literally, like within a month of that, we found Dave.
Right.
We got a hold of Greg and Michael. And
Yeah, but 4 weeks before you found me, I had sent you a text message.
That's true. You know what's odder than that is like I want to say almost 2 years prior to that, we had done another band with some of the guys that are in the band now, and Scott was actually the singer, and it was like a pre-early version of 6 Feet Over kind of thing.
What was it called, and what did you guys do?
The Taliban Jam Band.
That's what it was, the Taliban. Because Mike was on his way to Afghanistan, yeah.
Was that 2011-ish?
I can't even tell you.
Right. It wasn't yesterday, I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah.
Holy hell,
No,
man.
he may have been over.
In fact, you know what?
We went to the same spot.
The night we played that gig, that Taliban gig, was also the first time I met Mark. And I don't want to tell tales on Mark, but that was Mark's Fireball.
Mark and Fireball.
Bands at night. I'd never met him before.
A lot of people in Fireball.
I think he hugged me like 6 times. I had never met him before.
Well, that
Dude, I love you, man.
it's a well-known fact that the Fireball whiskey whispers temptations in your ear, so he probably found you very attractive.
That's possible.
Well, he's a pretty attractive
I'm a
dude.
goddamn good-looking man.
What you got there, Scott?
Whiskey.
Okay.
It's this the Jameson Caskmates IPA edition.
So did they age it in something that already had IPA beer in it or something?
Well, so here's the odd here's the odd theory. Well, yeah, I don't like you guys enough to buy you the good stuff.
Oh.
So they say that it's in an IPA barrel, but you don't age beer in a barrel, especially IPA. For those of you listening out there that don't know, IPA is beer talk for damn it, we fucked that batch up.
Yeah.
Throw a shit ton of hops in it.
Right. But our hipster drummer has really turned me on to some IPAs that I actually like.
He's gotten me into some lagers now.
Right.
That guy, damn hipsters taking over
Right.
Ridgecrest.
How does he stay so skinny in them skinny jeans with all them beers he's drinking?
I think it's his neck beard.
Yeah, but this is actually pretty tasty stuff. If
I'd actually like to try it. get a glass in a little bit.
All right. Yeah.
If that's okay.
During the commercial break.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Brought to you by our sponsors.
Jameson Caskmates whiskey.
Yes.
Please.
Man.
Please sponsor us.
I was going to say, did we hit the big time? Please? I mean, it has a screw top on it. That's the good shit right there.
I did get it on sale. I mean, so
No.
I got the sponsorship discount.
No, you told us not what I was asking you. What'd you bring?
Oh, wangs and whiskey.
Got some wings and whiskey.
I have some. You want some
I
wings?
don't.
I threw my bones back in here, but they're the spicy ones. They were fresh out of the fryer.
Never. You know what's funny? It's only you and Mark are the only two that have brought food onto the podcast. Mark comes here and he'll line up like 10 different things, like gummy bears and after dinner mints and
Speaking of members of dog that stay skinny.
Uncrustables.
Mark has a bag of gummy bears and a Red Bull for dinner. I don't know how he does
That's
it.
the secret. Everyone wants to know
Right.
the secret.
It's
That's
amazing.
it.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, before we get started here, I just wanted to.
We've already started.
We started a while ago.
yeah. When we heard that
What's
music,
up?
we were on.
Wow.
You're the co-host. You're
Just
supposed
shut
to
down
know
here.
this.
Yeah.
Here,
It's been a while.
have some of this.
Yeah, I wanted to.
We started 6.5 minutes
I
ago.
wanted to throw a shout out to Matt sitting in his chair, and I feel like it's an esteemed place to be. And Matt is one of the coolest motherfuckers I've ever met.
Where is Mr. Wadley?
He has 5 kids.
Got
Is it 5 now?
It's probably 4 or 5. I don't know.
So you know when you have to sign that binding arbitration shit when you do something like if we have a problem we're gonna arbitrate it out and thing. I feel like Matt would be like the ultimate best guy at that. He's like that's his personality. If like you had to sit down in Geneva and figure out some peace or something, I'd want Matt Wadley there to like
At least to make you laugh.
but also he's so peaceful.
Are
and
we
he's
talking about
so
sober Matt?
calm.
Because drunk Matt, no, we really don't want him there.
I've always thought maybe he's
We miss you, Matt. Come back to the show, man.
he's just funny.
Come back to the show, dude. So,
I really brought whiskey for Matt. I'm kind of disappointed.
what?
Well, allow me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even like you guys.
Try not to spill it all over the pop filter this time.
That's why he has two.
Bryan's a Foley artist now. So, we have a show coming up on the 16th of March.
It's gonna be good.
It's going to be great. We've been, Scott, you said this was like 2 years in the making, man.
It is. As when they, I've dreamt this ever since they kicked me out of the band.
Oh come on.
I thought I can't wait to be in the band that opens for the band that fired me.
Dane, do you have any thoughts on that? Because
Do you have any thoughts on that?
because there might.
I do.
Saying.
See, it turns out they're opening for us after we play.
They're going to come out with the mops and clean up the mess.
Jesus.
It's a public service announcement. We're sorry for the mess.
We will soon return to our regular scheduled programming.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to take about 30 minutes for us to mop up the floor. The following band will be up when we get around to it.
Do you have any thoughts on that thing?
On what?
About maybe doing a rock show with a band that kicked you out.
Oh.
I mean,
those thoughts.
I don't know.
I see what you're getting at now. No.
I'm totally
Don't
missing
care.
this. I'm missing this right now.
I was in Zedekiss and I got kicked out.
Oh, fudge.
He has a T-shirt though.
Look, I didn't get kicked out, man.
I got released to serve a higher power.
I didn't get kicked out. I made the choice to stop showing up and then got kicked out.
Well, heroin's a hell of a drug, man.
Right.
It is. It is.
Every good band needs a heroin member, but not the guy who does it all the time. Just, every once in a while, you miss one show out of a tour and you're like, oh, pray for Desert Danish, he'll be back. And then they come back and there's a documentary about how he freaking beat it and like how awesome things
You
are.
could be
and
the
he's found
hero.
life and everything else.
I always feel like I am. Am I not?
You're my hero.
Totally.
Did you ever know that you're my hero?
Okay, so yeah, not to steer this back.
Let's keep this on track here.
Everything in me wants to respond to this. So singing the other part of that song.
You guys should duet before we kill the shoes.
God damn it.
No.
There is a show coming up. It's going to be March 16th. It's going to be both of these bands, and it's should be great.
6 Feet Over and Dog.
Yeah.
If you don't know.
I think I want to just hand this over to you guys, to Scott and Dane, and let me hear. We'll tell everybody who's listening what you guys are about, where you came from, what kind of music it is, what's your attitude going in there. I mean, everyone knows you guys are going to go talk a bunch of shit, and you're going to get trounced once you do. But
it wouldn't be punk. It wouldn't be punk if you didn't, though.
Wait a minute.
But go ahead, tell everybody.
We're a peace-loving band.
We are. I mean,
It's mostly covers from the 60s from the Haight-Ashbury region.
yeah, a lot of stuff that Chuck Bolt would play.
Yeah, it is a Chuck Bolt approved set list.
Oh, come on. Guy wants to bash me in the face so hard. He's so violent. He can't do that very good right now. I mean, he's a little bit.
But
Love you, Chuck. Hope you get better soon, buddy.
yeah, thoughts on it? I don't know, man. My attitude going into it is I want to rock harder and more badass than you guys, is my thoughts going into it. I don't mean that in a mean way. That's just my goal.
No, that's fuck. If anyone was to tell me, if I was to ask anybody, any band, that's the perfect answer. I mean, everybody. That should be everybody's.
I want people to show up and go, 6 feet who? Dog! Fuck yeah!
All I really want.
Of course, they would have to show up really early to do that.
I want 6 feet over to stand in the back and say, "Man, we got to follow that." That's what I want.
We're trying to earn your respect.
Listen, no bullshit. I will tell you guys, when I came to your practice last week, I've heard you guys play before, and I was like, I don't mean it like that. I just mean like, hey, these guys are good, but you know how I feel about the whole comedy shtick thing that you guys do. But
we don't take it nearly as serious as 6 feet over.
When you guys through that first 3-song set that you
just a minute, Dave has to take a phone
call. Whenever Dave's done tweeting,
let it go.
Let it go. You've never been on a podcast before.
Am I supposed to turn it off?
Fucking rookies.
No, seriously though, those first 3 songs that you guys came out, I was like, oh fuck. We got to up our
That's
game.
A powerhouse
These
set,
guys are they're not fucking around anymore. Because you guys had before you had this, it was kind of it was heavy, it was impressive, but it was a little bit of just like a sloppy kind of, hey, we're just garage banding.
Power slop, but that's how we describe it.
You guys really, it smacked me in the face. I was like, wow, these guys have stepped up their fucking game. So
I think after we heard the recordings from Blue Moon, we all kind of took a step back and said, okay, we probably need to take this a a little bit more serious.
So we played a show, Blue Moon, and we're incredibly inebriated. And
it was horrible. It was really, really bad.
We did that in
like so bad. We didn't even release it.
I'd like to make all 3 days of Blue Moon this time without getting shunned. Without getting basically kicked out. But
hey, one time I went to Blue Moon with Oli, and we shared a cabin.
We became
with a transsexual.
Yes. Yeah, we sure did.
And that's a separate episode.
You guys should have been there.
They learned how to dock, and they've been best friends ever since.
And that is the weekend we met.
And an accordion.
Is that what you call that?
No bullshit, guys. I was serious about that. I was impressed, and I love the fact that you guys sounded so powerful and so. It was no bullshit. All of you. I was watching you guys play, and it was. These guys aren't fucking around anymore. They came to play, and I was like, that's fucking great because it's not exactly a small show we're going to be doing.
Thanks, man.
Right.
And the thing is, that's good. That's really good because my whole thing has never been like, oh, fuck the other bands. Like my whole thing is like the better they do, like we go to a show. So right now we're playing at a venue. And it's probably going to be the most packed venue because it's in the middle of town and there's a bar right there. So everyone loves doing the traffic thing. But we're going to be playing with a lot of people. The best outcome of all of this for me would be like somebody is just like, holy crap, did you hear this punk band? Or then they've never heard it before. Or somebody likes punk and they don't even know there's a punk band in town right now.
Right.
And then they're like,
there's a few of them now.
There's a punk band. Holy crap.
Yeah. Did you guys hear that band that opened for the headliners? Like something like that.
Who, 6 Feet Over? No.
Yeah, we left after that first band. It was too messy.
Yeah. Well,
we know that our flavor is not for everybody. I mean, for a fact, we know not everybody's into, Dead Kennedys and Pennywise. Some people just want to hear Whiskey in a Jar by Thin Lizzy.
Well,
or something.
What about Metallica?
No,
just Whiskey in a Jar.
Just some of those standard bar classics.
They just want to hear some Thin Lizzy, some George Thorogood.
Right.
Those folks better not come to this show. They're surprised.
Some people just want to hear a lot of Creed,
No, but so for the people who don't know these guys. So if you don't know these guys,
sorry,
seriously, they do kind of it's a real entertaining kind of thing. It's almost vaudeville at points. I mean,
Who, ours?
Yeah.
Oh,
you guys have it's a musical.
It's an experience.
It's good heavy punk music, but they also have a. Go ahead, guys. Explain it, because that's what I wanted you guys to do. Because I can't explain what it is.
It's like an hour long. That point right before you orgasm. It's an hour long of that exact moment for an hour.
That's called edging.
Edging. We're right on the edge.
Is that right after
edging.
Docking? That's right after you dock.
You have to dock first, and then once you get right there. That's where
you back it down a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Yeah, no, we're gonna hold that point for about an hour.
Okay.
Yeah. And then unfortunately, you're never gonna achieve orgasm. It's just we're gonna totally
until the end.
Yeah, and then we're all sick of each other, and it's like, okay, we're done.
Yeah, don't call anymore.
No, I'm not giving you my number.
So
slipping 20 on
if there isn't
throw a blanket over me,
right?
If there isn't a pinata of 6 feet over our logo or something that represents us, and it doesn't get beat up after all this hype with the verses and like you guys are going down and all this shit, I'm like, it might be a little bit.
So I think you guys are taking that a little too literal.
Oh. I know what the versus thing is in like the DJ world.
I want to throw this out there.
There's not a Pearl Jam.
I definitely wanted to have a section of the show for like 15 minutes of like drum offs and guitar offs.
Oh, that would be cool.
Oh, yes. Please.
Wait a minute. Wait. Hey, that's a really bad idea.
No. I mean, I know I'm going into it losing, but I'm going into it. You know what I mean?
Me versus Dane.
And I want you. I want Mark to do the, against the other Bryan and be like, meow, 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 meow.
Oh, yeah. So that's another thing. If you haven't seen these guys, they have a guitar player who literally meows.
His guitar meows too.
It meows.
Is that his guitar doing that?
It is. I haven't figured out where that came from or where it's going, but it's part of what we do.
We just kind of looked away when it happened.
Right. He used to have this really bitchin' cat tuner. It was like a snark, but it looked like a cat. I figured that's where it came from. I'm not exactly sure.
Well, the guy is a master audio technician guy.
Hands down, the best sound guy in the state.
And if you get a chance,
in the state, I'm convinced of it. The guy's a genius. Yeah, the things he does is.
We're talking about Mr. Mark McCoy, and if you get a chance, some of the back episodes of the Desert Underground podcast are with him, and you can learn all about him.
So we
does perform magic.
Mark and I just did a show with. There was a piano
as a sound company.
MC Squared. For all your sound
sponsors of the Desert Underground.
That's right. That's right.
Platinum.
So we had a grand piano with two AKG 440s, I think, cranked to the moon, a cello with a super hot mic, and a violin with a super hot mic. And it was, for me, if I had to run that show, it would have been feedback heaven. And I got to walk the room halfway through that show, and it was superb sound. It was absolute perfection. And we were in a room full of elderly folks, and these are some rock and strings. It's a band called Take 3. If you ever get a chance to listen to Take 3, look them up on the interwebs. Not what you would expect. These are Juilliard level players, and they're just rocking. They're throwing down, and these 65-year-old plus, they're all in the crowd, and they're all telling us, man, the sound is perfect. And these are very picky people.
Well, that's the thing about Mark. So he's been doing our sound for our band forever, and over the years you have all these different experiences with venues and sound guys and equipment.
Yeah.
and sound checking is always a pain in the ass. You know, you guys know the drill.
Oh yeah.
Give me a kick. Give me a snare. When Mark,
ding,
yeah,
ding,
Mark
ding.
walks in and he's like, he's literally within, I don't know, 6 minutes. The entire band sound checked and we're done. And that's it. And he's like, literally,
And he's like, you have any other songs you need to practice before your show?
yeah. I mean, that is amazing.
Hey, and for all the other bands out there, sound check does not equal rehearsal.
It doesn't, but if you
It should
have
be 15 minutes and you're done.
if you have a sound guy that's good enough, at least
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
you can throw in a few extra songs.
What if I
to
have two
practice.
sound guys in my band and they decide we should do a whole rehearsal?
If the sound guy says it's okay, then it's okay.
Right. The sound guy says,
Whatever the sound guy says is okay.
Because that's usually what happens is we go, all right, we need to sound test all this stuff. Let's just do a quick practice for half hour.
Right. Well, yeah, we need all the practice we can get.
I think we do too. I mean,
And also, it's okay to tip your sound guy. If he's working his ass off and he made you guys sound way better than you actually are, tip your sound guy.
Right.
I say that because I'm broke.
You need to get that Dane money.
I need a ride. I need a ride home. I don't have enough gas in the truck.
Paying $20 a poster, man.
All right. So, for our band,
Tell us about your band.
well, we're breaking in a brand new guitar player. I keep calling him the gunslinger. So every time I'm like, hey, we got a new guitarist. He's always like, no, I'm the gunslinger.
Didn't we play a song called "The Gunslinger"?
I don't know.
The first version. It's a Avenged Sevenfold song. Do they
Maybe
have-
we might, yeah.
Dude, I love, like, for your band, I want to hear you guys only do, like, Avenged Sevenfold type
Yeah,
songs. So fucking cool.
and Avenged
So,
Sevenfold.
our new guitar player, Bryan, different.
Hey, you're Bryan, and you're the guitar player
So
in your band.
I call him-
Bryan
he's
guitar
B
players.
flat.
That's great.
He's B sharp. He's B flat.
That's confusing.
Right, because that implies that he's sharp.
Well,
Hey, thanks, Scott.
I was just going for opposite.
Shots fired!
Shots fired at Tony T.
All right, it's me versus you.
No,
Don't say that.
Yeah, not there. No, anyway, so Bryan, a different guy. He clearly comes from a wealth of experience because he's a phenomenal guitar player. Carries a very different sound and a very different style. Our band does not sound the same now as it did with our other guitar player.
Fact.
That's
It is
awesome.
a fact. I stopped by practice a couple times, and
Yeah,
I can vouch for that.
It's different.
It's amazing how you change out one small piece like that, and I say small piece. Those were big shoes to fill.
Right.
But when you change that, how different it can be.
Yeah. Well, it's just a completely. I don't know if it's approach or it's style or it's just tenor, the way he plays.
Right.
He brings with him, I would say, a super melodic, like just
feel.
head. It's in his head.
The feel.
Yeah.
If our band before Bryan with Greg was like a math problem done perfectly.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
This one it's a drama. It's a play, and it's all feel.
That's
it's
cool.
Feel. It's
That's
very.
cool.
But
it's
there's
a lot
there's
of feel.
soul to it now.
Yeah, so
in my
big
opinion,
time.
like that's
Something that-
what I noticed the difference was.
I want to say something that he brought to us was we've been kind of jonesing to get into the original stuff and write our own stuff, so playing covers all the time.
Right.
And when we were auditioning guitar players, that was a big part of it. Was hey, let's find a guy who's creative and just lives in that zone, and that's Bryan too. The guy has got more.
That's all he does.
He has more
Right.
riffs than I do. Well, inches.
Like he.
I mean, in that sense,
So he's got like at least 3.
I mean, you guys.
no, that's me. That's me. You're talking to Bryan.
But no, seriously, the guy is.
Bryan lived
He's
in
just.
Hollywood.
He's just got. He's got riffs for days.
That's cool.
And for us, it's great because we spent. I mean, literally, Dave heard a couple of his riffs and just wrote.
Yeah.
He wrote lyrics, and not only
One of our songs, I told him I did my mouth play. I was like,
You did your mouth.
I was like, no, like
Again.
I did a rhythm, a riff from me singing it to him. I'm thinking, dun, 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 and he's just like, you mean like this? I'm just like, fuck yeah, dude. Yes, that.
Right.
Yes.
So the cool part about it is when you write songs, and you guys all know this. Everybody's written something, whether you want to admit it or not. Even you.
It's like a
Ooh, shots fired!
it's like a 5th grader wrote it. It's horrible.
Well, you've heard my shit anyway. When you write songs, you have
Like a really cool fifth grader.
When you have like this tenor in your song, or this vibe or the emotion that the music is that you write when you write the music. What happened with Bryan and with Dave, and this is credit to Dave, I think. He wrote lyrics that fit that vibe of Bryan's music.
Right.
It's not like it's just like, oh, here's a bunch of kick-ass riffs and this guy threw some lyrics on top of it and it sounds like blah. It sounds like the lyrics were meant to be like
That's
they were
perfect.
written with that music in it.
Right.
That's the one part of it where we're all like, holy shit, I think we're really onto something here.
Right.
And so, of course, we were in a business where we're playing bars, so we still have to play cover songs to keep the people happy. But it's at this point, it's literally throttling Bryan back because he's like, I don't want to do any of that cover shit. I got a million originals. Let's do all
Every
these.
time, every practice, there's a new riff, and we're like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah,
No, that's
put that in a spank
perfect.
bank
It is
for real.
So we're trying to find that balance where we can,
Right.
and
Don't
it's
lose it.
And it's getting to where it's a little bit creative too, where you've got everybody is kind of throwing input into it. Like, wait, let's do it. Like,
Right.
let's change this, modify this.
No, I think that's
you know.
perfect. You start rolling the originals in as you go through,
Yeah.
and then you start getting a name for yourself, and then at that point, now you're selling the record, right?
And that's what we're working on doing as
So
well.
I think the goal, I think a decent goal, because, well, I used to think it was an easy goal. I was like, we could do 10 songs in a year, and then because like by the third or fourth practice, we had a really good practice. You know those days when everyone's just on and everything sounds good.
Right.
No.
The next practice, I was like,
What's that like?
What fucking happened? What the fuck? Are these the same people we were playing with last time? It's just like, and anyone who's been in a band understands that. It's like sometimes whatever's going on in life or whatever, it's just like sometimes everyone's just like, fucking, dude, I'm here for the music.
Right.
And everyone's there, and so you create this fucking love child with all these dudes you're
Right.
hanging out with. That
Well,
sounds
right,
good, but
I think there's a breakover point from when you know, from a bunch of people sitting around drinking beer saying, you know what, man, we should start a punk band, and that's a great idea.
Is
you
it?
know?
Is it?
Hey, so we. Well, let's go ask Ryan if he'll play drums for us, and
Who is already in an established, really awesome psychedelic rock band.
Duendes.com.
Duendes.
Platinum sponsors.
.net.org. Hashtag.
You know, and
Play
then
Kappa.
and I think I was talking to Bryan saying, hey, here's the thing I'm putting together, and he goes, you have to call Mark, and I'm like, oh fuck yeah, why didn't I think about calling Mark?
Yeah.
So I call Mark, and he's in, and then you know, honestly, up through our first show, it was like kind of this uneasy, yeah, we were playing the notes right, but it didn't click. But then there's this breakover point of all of a sudden,
Last
Holy
week.
shit, we're a band.
exactly, it was like last week. All of a sudden, it's like, wait a minute, we got something here. Here it is, and it's taken a while, but I know it took 6 feet over a good long time.
Yeah.
To kind of find that rhythm of, okay, so now I know where Bryan's going on this piece,
Right.
and I can follow it.
Yeah,
And so-
we can telegraph each other a little better now.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that is one of the things, because you get used to one guy who plays it a certain way that you take a lot of your cues from
Right.
for 3 years, and now you have somebody else that the cue may not always be the exact same thing, but it works.
Right.
So now this made me a better musician, like when it comes to because having such a great band made me a lazy singer, because I could always just be like, that's the sound I'm looking for. Oh,
Right.
and this is where I start singing. There's some times now where I'm just like, fucking 12 bars, focus, whatever you're doing to the crowd, whatever, if you're flashing your shit and you're fucking, woo, giving them the devil horns, you better be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 to 12 fucking bars, because you're coming back in, because I have no idea what the fucking lead guitarist is going to be doing. I know it's going to be fucking good. It's going to be like the
Right.
4th of July grand finale, but I better know when to fucking come in.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
it took me a really long time, and I think that's why it took me longer in Dog to get used to Dane, because I got so used to Bryan.
Yeah.
And we always locked up, and it was always easy.
Oh.
And then, but to
I'm
hear
just hearing this for the first time, you guys.
but to hear,
He's like,
what
I'm
these are
right
for.
here.
yeah, we always dock up.
whoa.
Right.
Like Oli and I in that cabin.
right.
Who's this strange lady with the glasses taking notes on a board saying we only have an hour? Like, this is really strange, fellas.
But no, it's once you get used to that, and once you've reached that crossover point, and everybody's clicking, to take yourself out of that and go do something else. You know, like when you get fired from 6 feet over.
Boom! Shots fired!
it's
not
hard
how
to
it
it's
went
hard to
down.
go
We still
somewhere
love
else.
them though, right?
Yeah, well, that's not how it went down.
Please come back.
I'm sorry.
You guys want to hear the real story?
I broke your heart.
Of how that went down?
So wait a minute, you guys
not
are still,
no.
you guys are still cool though, even though you got kicked
absolutely.
out.
So
Absolutely.
it was at a 6 Feet Over show, and
I know those guys.
and
It's a brawl in the parking lot.
and Pam showed up. Rick's wife. They were there. Pam and Rick were there, and they're like, "This is really cool." And we were packing up gear.
You're like, hell yeah, it is.
And
Rick said, "You're out. I'm in."
Pam cornered me, and she
Classic.
said, "Look here, motherfucker, you're gonna quit
son of
right
a
now, or I'm gonna kick your ass."
Do you
And
know
I'm
what?
like, oh
That
my
is so
God.
plausible.
I want to see Rick up there in spandex.
Knowing
Right.
Pam,
Right.
I imagine she had a switchblade that just fucking popped out like real
Right.
fast, like stiletto, like
Yeah.
And then when she was done, is like, we never had this conversation, tucked it into her pocket.
You were there. That's totally what happened. I was scared for my life. And so I had to.
Fuck.
I had to.
So let me
I had
say
to get
this about
fired.
your guys' band because it's something that I don't think it's said enough. I mean, you guys know this, obviously. I'm sure on the inside, and probably everybody who goes to your shows probably knows this. Ryan is phenomenal.
He's our
Amazing.
drummer.
So
Amazing.
I mean, we look at him and we go, "Hey, this is a really good drummer." We
Yeah.
know that. What I don't know if it's just that his style fits the music that you guys do so well, but that the way it fucking does. It fits like a glove to what you guys do.
It does, and I think he brings the whatever it is that we have. He brings that because
It wouldn't work without it.
You know, we're playing the notes as they're prescribed on ultimateguitar.com. Please sponsor.
Platinum sponsor.
You know, we're playing the notes, and we're going through, and of course we're gonna modify it. You know, we don't sing all the words right, or we won't play all the notes right.
We try to make a point not to sing the
But
words.
what Ryan does, Ryan
because
takes
they're hard.
words are hard.
Words are very hard. That's why I
What
have
Ryan
an
does
iPad with all my lyrics.
He plays the song his way,
Yeah.
and
Who?
Ryan.
Is that his name?
Ryan, yeah.
Well, the reason
I
I
don't
bring this
know.
up, I'm mentioning
He's a good guitar player too, as you guys are going to soon to find out on March 16th. at Triple T's Tavern.
Shots fired.
Well, I'm mentioning this for a specific reason because I know
that was classified, sir.
I know how good Ryan is as a guitar player or as a drummer. And I've heard of hear him in his other band, him and you guys band.
Do you hear him anywhere else?
Yes, as a matter of fact. Oh, shh, Ryan, shh, I didn't let that out of the bag. The secret project.
I think he prefers rye balls.
Anyway, so where I was going with that is he's got that,
You all right there, Dave?
that skill, and you and I played in a band together, and I know your timing with Ryan.
It has its own name, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's actually called Mac and Timing for those. But I can't say anything because right now Rick Sword is going, at least the motherfucker can count.
I love you, Rick.
I love Rick too. Rick's been at my house for 4 hours today.
So anyway, where I was going with
Soldering?
this, for the fourth time, he has made you a way better bass player than you were.
Oh, 100%. Yes.
Just you and
absolutely.
Ryan you guys have a thing where, I would listen to you before and I was like, oh, Scott's totally on. He's fucking hitting roots. He's in there.
So
Right.
I listen to you with your band now and it's locked up.
And that's
How- so
why,
it's-
because
it's
that's
totally
the way
different.
it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So the thing is that when we were 6 feet over, when you were the bass player, you always looked to Bryan for the thing, which is what Rick is doing right now. When every great band, the bass drummer combo has been, and a lot of times the bass drummer, they're brothers.
Right.
Like you'll hear a lot of times the bass drummer. It's when the bass and the drum are on fucking hit.
Right.
That's half the fucking song. Everyone else can solo the whole goddamn song, and you have a badass sound because that's the foundation.
Right.
It's total. It's
So that being said, that means you have to start wearing skinny jeans and grow neck beard.
Oh, I'm in.
Hang out with Ryan.
So
Right.
because I'm singing a lot of the songs, should I get bedazzled pants?
See, now we are
Does that
getting to
help?
the brass tacks.
Right.
Shots fired!
Right across the fucking table, Dane. I see what you're saying.
You should have some bedazzled pants.
But you should understand the name of those pants is Rockstar Revival. So if you can't bring that attitude, don't fucking buy those pants.
So if
I would never.
I'm reviving Titans of Rock.
So Rick actually has a game
my
where he's got
God.
pictures.
So fucking gay.
Chicks with bedazzled
This is so
jeans.
stupid.
And it's like bedazzled or Dave's ass. Like flashcards.
What is your inspiration behind those? Getting laid?
It
I mean, if it's working, by all means.
So I don't know if it was the jeans, but I was definitely getting laid for a while. But
it happened once.
What was his name?
like Alejandro. God, I miss you, puppy. No, so the motivation behind buying expensive, actual comfortable jeans
That have the word Rockstar
that
in them.
actually fit me, that had the added benefit of having the word Rockstar Revival on there. So two things. Growing up, I was poor. Like, I had to wear, like, hand-me-down jeans that barely fit, that did whatever that we got from the church, right? And ever since I was a kid, growing up in church, being completely repressed, I wanted to be one of two things. A porn star, nailed it, and a rock star took me a little bit longer to get there. So... honestly, I was just like, it says Rockstar Revival. It's expensive, but it also, oh, by the way, women who's known about fucking stretchy material in jeans, fuck you, because you guys have known about stretchy jean material for like the last 25
Can I explain?
years.
Last night I told 40 people about my pants because they have that
The stretchy shit, dude. It's magic. It's fucking magic because like you
Mine
don't have
aren't
to worry.
bedazzled though, for the record.
They have stretchy jeans that aren't bedazzled, and I've when I was young, I did childish things 3 years ago and bought all those jeans.
3 years.
Okay,
Last weekend.
and now
I wish you guys could
Now
all see
that
the
I'm-
look on Scott's face right
and
now.
now that I'm grown and have outgrown those pants by a couple inches, I got some conservative, non-bedazzled, not even metal, and it's not fucking bedazzled. There's one metal button on the thing, and it's all embroidery.
Bullshit, Dave. Your pants had more fucking
Oh,
rhinestones than Dolly
There's not
Parton's
one
fucking
goddamn
earrings.
rhinestone in the whole thing. It was all metal. It was a natural raw resource. It was steel. It was metal. Like
manly.
a fucking rock star. Like Rockstar Revival. Please sponsor us.
Platinum sponsor.
Please don't.
Dude, that's a company you want behind you if you're talking about
No, I
music,
want
man.
Duluth to
I ain't gonna
sponsor
lie.
us.
Every time I see a guy in bedazzled jeans, I get an erection thinking about you.
But that's because
Well, I am back in the gym. I'm trying to be worthy of that erection, okay?
Right.
dang, what a nice fucking guy.
I know. He's a giver.
I am.
So let's
Brian told me the other day he's a nurturer.
Yes, I am.
What?
He was worried about my lady parts.
Well,
Oh.
kind of was.
Are we talking about lady parts?
Wait, why?
Scott has
Don't
a
worry.
lady part. It's a one lady part, but it's really nice.
What?
What?
I'll tell you later.
Don't worry about
We're
it.
not talking about it right now?
That's a story for another day.
What the fuck is happening right now? I've been in a band with you for a year and a half. I don't know about this.
You got a double?
I hold that. That's for Brian use only.
Apparently, shit.
All right, so since let's talk about some other stuff going on. We kind of pimped the show a little bit and we threw a few things out there, and this whole shots fired thing.
Oh, don't look at.
I'm telling you guys.
Clack, clack.
Yeah, I'm
Don't be
telling you.
scared.
No, don't worry about it.
It won't be nearly as bad as you.
No, the
thing
reason
is-
I mention it is because we're playing in a bar where there was recently shots fired.
When you say
somebody was
recently,
shot,
when you say
right.
recently,
Hey, that makes the show sound so much more gangster.
it does make it sound bad.
yeah.
right?
it does. It does.
But not cool that happened.
So let's talk about something else. Let's talk about next weekend, and
Punch is thrown.
and actually the weekend of the
What's next week?
St. Patty's Day. So Matt, who I'm sitting in for, his band, the Shillelaghs, are playing here in town twice,
Oh yeah.
both Friday and Saturday, and they're playing in Vegas at the House of Blues on St. Patty's Day.
They're so fucking cool, man.
So if you're not in Ridgecrest, go see them. And most of the people who were in Ridgecrest that won't be in Ridgecrest are probably there just to see them. So
I would be there. If
I
we
know
were
a couple
playing.
people that
if we
are
weren't
going.
playing, I'd want to go too.
Yeah.
Now, we talked to some folks last night, and Shillelaghs Shillelaghs. You actually are pulling folks from our show on that weekend to go see you guys in Vegas.
Right.
So
Punch is thrown.
fuck you very much.
Shots
I'm
fired.
super stoked.
I shot him
No,
with
no.
both them barrels.
No,
I
you,
would-
you
I
can't
would
say
love
that
more than-
because they're playing in Vegas.
I would love more than anything to go.
Fuck, you're
can't
right.
say
I
anything
forgot
about
it's
anything anymore.
Nobody can ever say shots fired again. There's just too many
Dude,
incidents.
this,
How super rad would it be if all of us went to Vegas to go
Right.
party with the Shillelaghs? That would be so
Dude,
freaking
we're moving
awesome.
the show.
Yeah.
It's like we're all opening for you now.
You know,
That would be the most epic show
Seriously.
ever. That would be so much fun.
one
you know-
set, one set,
You know,
one
I hate
set.
to say this,
Yeah.
but we could make that happen.
And
In Vegas,
Maybe. I don't see why not.
I'm pretty sure I would not be sober.
I don't see why not.
I think that
it won't be on the Brooklyn.
That makes like 30 of
It
us.
won't be on. We can make it happen. It wouldn't be on the Brooklyn Bridge. It'd be in a bar in Vegas, but we could make it happen.
Right,
No
right.
problem.
didn't you have like hookups
I
through
do.
your cousin
Yeah,
to the
actually,
Hard Rock Cafe?
I got
Cousin does, yeah.
we
I
could
gotta-
probably get the Hard Rock Cafe, man.
Can I actually try to get uninvited from that show again
What?
instead of the one? Well, not again, but
Again.
Well, seeing as how we've been talking about it for like 2
No, but-
years and haven't done it.
Honestly, though, seriously, shout out to Matt, to his band. They're really good. Go see them if
They're
you're
super, super
they're
good.
so rad.
Just super fun Irish.
I'm gonna
rock
be
and
playing
roll.
with them. Are you playing with them?
They call it California Irish.
That's
rock.
what Josh from the Shillelaghs likes to call
Yeah,
it.
I mean, it's just fun. You
There's
can't.
an unreleased podcast with Josh, by the way.
Oh, fantastic!
I can't bring myself to let people in the public actually hear it.
Oh, is that good?
I want to hear it though.
It's gonna be like a subscribe with money and I'll send it to you kind of thing.
Anyway, I wanted to give those guys a shout out because
Dude.
they're great for local music and they support
hell yes.
everybody.
And
out here,
and you
so-
know how hard it is to get 7 people's schedules together, or however many people in
Right.
that band?
Yeah.
6,
Shit,
7.
trying to get 4 people together is tough.
Jeebus.
And my last thing I wanted to shout out is to Chuck Bolt, guitar player and one of the founders of whatever, Sharontown, another great band.
One of the heart and souls of
Yeah, Chuck
the music
is
community
part
here.
of everything.
He's kind of like the godfather of all the music.
he
that's been
kind of
going
feels
on.
like it, like more like the
He
hippie
is.
godfather.
I remember our
you know?
first show
Total
in your
the Godfather.
driveway.
He's the guy we all
in
want to
your
be.
driveway. He was there. The
Yeah.
very first show that we did it for our friends in the
Right,
show,
right.
and there he was, and like. He didn't quite know me yet. He didn't quite know that he hated everything that I stood for.
Everything that you believe in.
He didn't know I hated you yet.
He patted me on the back. He's like, "You guys got something here. Just keep practicing, keep practicing." And honestly, that's like
He's like, no, seriously, keep practicing,
no,
please.
no. Well, believe me,
Do you think he meant it that way? 'Cause
that's one thing. That's one thing that I always say is like, we gotta practice some more, fellas. We gotta practice some more.
Shout out to Chuck though. He's
Recovering.
fighting through some stuff right now, trying to get his way back. Look forward to seeing him out there up on stage standing.
He-
Love his music.
He-
He's got some of. He's got
I want to see that. I
amazing
want to see that Pete
voice.
Townsend.
So
stuff.
Chuck has told me he is going to do his best to make it to our show.
Yes,
Your show or our show?
my show.
My show.
The show.
I mean, he's
That
going to show up for
show?
dog, is what I'm saying. I don't know if he's going to stay after that.
Does anybody go to 6 Feet Over shows?
I won't be there.
So, did we mention we're doing 2 original songs? And whatever way that goes, it'll be either awe-inspiring or you'll be able to laugh at us for a very long time.
One of
Either
the two.
way,
One of the
you're going to want to hear those.
Did you guys hear that just now? Nobody cares.
Dang, I did hear it.
Wow, talk about shots fired.
Do you know how many times I've practiced in the shower trying to make that sound? But I can't do it.
Nobody can.
I know.
It took me 6 months on an aircraft carrier to fucking figure that sound out.
People are like, are there fucking crickets?
Dude, and that's the thing. On the aircraft carrier, all the bugs are dead after like the 3 weeks because there's nothing. They can't eat anything but each other.
Except for the crabs.
There's
I see what you
I see what you did
Yeah, you.
But so you start. When I learned how to do that, I would follow people around, and every time like their left foot would hit the ground, I'd be like right behind them, and then turning around and looking. I'm like, dude, what's going on, man? Hey, this P-way, keep moving. It's like show a little P-ways, and then like I got one guy to like put his hold his foot up and like put it down and put it down a couple times every time I do the thing. Turn around and got me. It's like, you fucking got me. How do you do that? And I said, yeah, it's a long story.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back at you with more 6 Feet Over and dog stories. Welcome back, everybody, to the Desert Underground Podcast. Thanks for sticking with us through the break. We're here still with Bryan, Holm, David Olson,
Sweet.
Scott,
McEntee.
Look, man,
I'm a Mac, not a Mick.
McEntee.
I've known you for 2 years now, and I still just don't even want to say it.
I've always just imagined there was like a turf dispute in Scotland somewhere, and some like a Campbell was like, McEntee, that's the last fucking straw.
So I thought about trying to do this whole podcast in an Irish accent. So I was practicing in the shower. I don't have an Irish accent. I just can't. It sounds like Bulgarian.
I could probably do a Boston one for you the whole rest of the fucking time if you really wanted to.
No, I don't.
So no lie, Grandma was doing the whole genealogy thing, and she got all the way back to Ireland and stopped, and didn't stop because she couldn't find anything. She stopped because of what she found.
Oh, really?
But she never told us. So our total assumption from the family tree is that we were horse thieves in Scotland, got kicked out, skipped through Ireland, made it to America.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
And grandma's like, fuck that.
I am not telling anyone.
She's like, nope, didn't
the
happen.
good news is that I may be more Scottish than Irish, so therefore I can actually wear a skirt. So
But you don't.
I'm
It's
excited
not a
about that.
skirt.
It is totally a skirt.
Okay, so
and no
how-
self-respecting Irishman will ever wear a skirt.
Half
So
of
are
our
you going
band-
to wear underwear or boxer shorts of any kind?
He's not wearing a skirt.
I'm not going to wear a skirt.
I'm just
Half of my
telling you.
band is wearing dresses.
Yeah,
too.
we're-
Most of your band.
We're wearing kilts.
Yeah.
Including
wait.
the new guy.
Wait,
Yeah, even the new
Hold
guy.
on. There's a big difference between dresses and skirts because I'm pretty sure we're all in dresses.
We are all in dresses.
But they're dresses. Never mind.
We're
Just-
talking full from the top down.
Dude, this is gonna be.
Don't worry about it.
I'm more excited about my this whole fucking thing because like I have no idea what to expect from you motherfuckers. You guys are like Elon Musk. You're like, hey, I'm gonna release 50,000 cars. Don't pay attention to this amazing thing I'm doing. I already have people on Mars. You don't even know. Whatever.
So what's great is we
You
have
guys are going to be so disappointed.
What's great is we have a guy in our band, Mark, that won't even tell us what he's doing. And I know he's played with you guys a couple times and hasn't told you what he's doing.
I'd prepare for nipples.
Story.
Let's hear some.
Yes.
Mark was our sound guy, and
Do you need a drink? Are you okay?
you know, I got Scott's whiskey right here.
Okay.
The story is past tense, but yes, he still is.
So yeah, no. So Mark is our sound. He's part of the band, and all this time we're like, when Mark plays guitar, we got to get him you got to play a couple songs with him, and so he gave us a couple songs to work on that he wanted to play. We practiced them with him, and we're like, okay, this is going to be fun. Mark's got a lot of energy. You know how he is. He's
Super cool guy.
And this is way before Meow Meow. This was pre-Meow.
We have turned him into Meow.
Right.
Best day ever is what this was.
We had a gig. I'm
so sad that I
I'm
wasn't
thinking
there.
it was in Paso Robles was the first time.
I thought it was on the bass.
It might have been the record store.
What about the bass?
Yeah.
I thought we did the retirement for Master Chief Huckabee, and he comes out with the thing.
I remember the one that sticks out to me is Paso Robles.
Okay.
And Mark's off in the trailer.
Yes!
It was, right?
It
That's
took me a
right.
minute.
So
That's
Mark's off in the trailer getting ready, and we're up there playing the intro to the song that he's going to come on. And have you ever seen those movies where the rock star comes walking the stage and his hair's blowing in the wind and he's just like decked out in the tight jeans? I look over and there's Mark in freaking a cape, no shirt on, and his nipples are just
What's on that cape?
right.
Half naked construction workers.
I've seen it. I've
He
seen it.
strode to the stage like I mean it was
On
like
a wind.
It was like a fucking rock star hitting the stage, and that dude just owned it, man. He
Every
owned it.
second of it.
Yeah, just owned it, and then like literally
Everybody
like,
wishes they could be.
"Good night, Wisconsin," and fucking drop the mic, leave
Well,
the stage.
if you think
rad.
about it, it's like so that was like the feeling that I had the first time we played. What was our first show? Tommy's?
No, it was at
USO. It's the USO. That was the feeling I had at the USO the first time we did that, and then every single time it got bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Until leveled out to basically our fans, and then whoever we could convince to get down, or who was just coming down for a drink or whatever.
Right.
But like that feeling of getting on stage and like performing in front of people and
why we
like just
do
having
everything.
that whole thing. And it's just like your love of that. It's like the closest thing you can get to be like an actor or anything else. but like with some feeling and skill, and you have these other things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My thing with Mark, it's weird. Even watching him in your guys' band. For us, we go up there and it's like a release. We go up there and we rock out and we have fun. And for me, there's a bit of a stage thing because I can't help it. I love when it's showtime. We're gonna fucking rock out. And
I've got a great video of you shaking your hips.
Yeah, thanks, by the way. I like this pick slide.
Is it a GIF? You're like,
No, I put up a thing on the dog page the other day saying, "Come on by and see Bryan shake his hips."
That'll be the last time I ever wiggle for you, by the way. Okay?
No, it won't.
what
anyway,
about tonight? Aren't you spending the night?
it's not Friday. So anyway, so we all do that. We all have our thing. I mean, all of us do. Scott has his chin up thing.
The best picture, the first best picture any member of our band ever took was Scott McEntee fucking nailing the bass. This freaking flame tattoo coming up on the fucking thing, and he's like this, and the feeling on his face, it was just like, I own everyone. You've seen this picture. You are now my bitch. Like I own all of you who have seen me.
So
Thank you very much, Sandy Redding.
Scott's got his
sweet picture.
Dane has his left foot forward.
Yep.
But his, I don't know what you call it, the Mike Ness thing.
It's more of like a power stance.
Yeah.
It is total
Yeah.
power
So I
stance.
wiggle my hips like a.
Actually, we have
like
some
a dancer.
choreographed stuff for the show coming up.
Yeah.
But all of that is nothing. Mark just, I don't
Yeah.
know what he does.
We don't either.
I've never seen
We
anyone who goes into a place like that.
He's a superhero.
It's weird.
It was a superhero.
It is
the
not
kid gave it away, but like he's a superhero.
It's not the same guy.
No.
It's not the same guy off stage as he is on stage.
So
It's
our
a
very
completely
first,
different personality.
so Scott and I's very first show with Mark, we set up the stage that morning, or that noonish, whatever, night before, something like that. Anyway, we get to the show, we do our little dress rehearsal, and then everyone's like, all right, Scott's got to take a nap, Ryan's got to go eat, I got to do whatever.
Off.
Yeah. And we come back, and I'm kind of hanging out in the bar a little bit, and this is my first time playing on stage, really, besides like open mics.
How did that make you feel?
Oh, bonerific. And I'm looking around, and I'm like, God, I don't see Mark. I see Scott. I see Scott's wife. I see Ryan. What's up, dude?
I see some guy
All of
that's-
Love,
some
all of
guy
Love
that's-
and War is there.
Some guy who's dressed like a.
No. I'm like, where the fuck is Mark? And after a while, I'm like, God damn. And Scott's like, hey, man, if you ever want to just chill before the show, come back to the trailer. So I'm like, finally, I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to go take some shots. So I go back to the trailer, and I met...
It's actually just Bible
Stage
study.
mark.
There's no shots or
It's
nothing.
like
It's just
stage
Bible
mark was
study.
back
I'm
there.
sorry,
Bible
Bible
study.
study.
Bible study.
Pre-Bible study.
Isn't there wine with communion or something?
So we go back to the trailer, and I'm like, where the fuck is Mark? And I open this trailer, and it's like the Dr. Evil thing where you turn the chair around. Because he had the back of the chair was facing the door, and he turns around, and this goatee that goes down to his nuts, it's just hanging there, and it's blue. And I'm like, Mark does not have a goatee that goes down to his nuts. What is happening right now? And we were both so upset. We didn't talk about what we were doing, so we both had blue bandanas on.
Yeah. You guys are watching.
That's
it
so
get
not
shot.
punk.
I don't think Mark would tell us what his plans are, even if we asked.
I did ask one time, and he said,
Right?
I'm like, hey, dude,
That's
are you
the
planning on doing this?
That's the best part.
All right, so let me have you guys, at least for the people who are listening who don't know, tell everyone out there what DOG stands for.
Oh,
Dane first.
Go ahead.
Hey, Mark.
I want to see if there's a list that you guys can go down.
Scott, plug your ears and
Yeah.
let's hear
Yeah,
your
so-
answer after.
Oh, it's okay. We make it up every time.
Okay.
yeah, it's Duendes Oro Grande, which is
Duendes
Duende-
Oral Grande.
No, Oro.
Like
which
big oral
no,
from Duendes.
Oro, which is gold in Spanish.
okay, all right.
So it's Duendes are big gold. Because we have the Duendes drummer in the band.
Okay,
So-
fail, Scott.
Duendes
Right.
Oral-
Doro Amogato.
Fail, Dave.
Don't-
Go ahead.
Okay,
You want to
all
pick
right.
one for him?
Right.
DOG is the name of the
My
band.
personal favorite was the dildo of God.
What?
Because I can just because
No offensive.
no, but listen, it goes back.
Come
to
on.
Call their band that shit. shit.
Come on,
garbage.
Dave.
All right, can I explain? Can
Always
I tell the
fucking
backstory on
Dave.
this? Can I tell the backstory on this?
No,
Dave,
Brian,
please
what's
do.
yours?
Please do, Dave.
No, Brian, what's
So
yours?
Alanis Morissette was like, when she came out, she was my soulmate. Like when I was in 8th grade.
Word.
How do we go
She
from the
totally came
dildo
out.
of God to
Well,
Alanis
I'm
Morissette?
coming.
Because
I'm going
she's
to bring you back
good.
around.
No,
He's right.
Dave's coming. He said.
He's right. Atlanta's fucking.
I
jams.
freaking love
She's
Alanis
awesome.
Morissette. I don't care what anyone fucking says.
was great
I
in
loved her,
Dogma.
and like I listened to her, and I was like in that angry Christian home where I was like, I am not feeling any of this fucking rules and regulations bullshit.
He was angry
Set
because
my
his
people
man left
free.
him, and
One of his rhinestones
Anyway,
fell
back
off.
on track. On track.
So then Dogma comes out, right?
The movie.
The movie Dogma comes out,
Great movie.
and who's God?
Oh, obviously Alanis.
Alanis Morissette.
that's right.
So when I think of Dildo of God, I am thinking, when you guys are up there, when I've seen you guys up there, Doug, I'm like, Dildo of God. I'm imagining Alanis Morissette masturbating to a massive, amazing, golden, platinum, freaking whatever.
Isn't it ironic?
You know, you get it. You get the rest.
it actually is ironic.
You get the rest of it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
very-
rest of it.
That's too ironic.
So
isn't
when
it?
It's
when
really-
I'm in
don't you
my when
think?
I'm in my quiet time, when I'm worshiping God, Alanis Morissette.
So
It's really
myself.
unfortunate that our
thinking
acronym
of you
can come
guys.
up with that because that's
Yeah.
a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, that's never been it.
I'm gonna say it stands. This is just a guess. I have no idea, but just like dirty old guys or something.
Pretty close.
Pretty
yeah.
close.
Delusions of grandeur.
Delusions of grandeur.
Right.
Dorks are geeks.
Right.
That's your only choice, ladies. Pick wisely.
Dane or Greg.
Oh, shit.
Ew.
Which one would you bang?
There's a lot of hair.
Dane's oral is great.
Ooh.
Right.
Come on, no, I know
This
you
is
guys
the-
got more of these, right?
Dudes or girls?
Hey, and the
Dealer's choice. Dealer's choice.
I honestly, I think
thing,
it's
it's
really good that you guys don't have anything specific for that. That it just keeps people guessing because you did name your band with just basically initials. It's cool that you don't have anything that's people can pin down.
Yeah, it was super cool until someone brought a giant dildo to our show.
Yeah.
A giant golden cock. It was brilliant in its own mind.
Shout out to Luke at Furies,
Oh, he didn't bring it, but
platinum sponsor.
please sponsor.
He didn't bring it,
But
but
he's
he
got
has
it.
it. Sorry, Luke.
I can't wait till you.
No, it's true. So you think of a band like TSOL. Everybody knows them. A great fucking band.
Right.
No one knows what the hell their name is.
So back in the day, that was kind of a common thing, and I didn't put it together until just now. But there was a lot of acronym bands that DRI.
Right.
There was I've heard
No effects.
multiple.
I fucking hate acronyms.
NOFX.
I fucking hate acronyms.
DRI, TSOL.
I've been in the Navy 19 years and I hate fucking acronyms.
Oh, these Roman Cokes are getting to me, man.
Brought to you by Sailor Jerry. Platinum sponsor.
Please sponsor me. Please.
I think we have to have more than 4 viewers. Listeners, we don't have viewers. Where are the cameras?
We could have viewers.
I did film some of the Bombshell Betty stuff, but it was too much. I have to edit all this stuff myself. It's just me doing the podcast since Matt Wadley doesn't want to show up.
I hear a lot of whining. It was your project. You started it.
And it's beautiful. This is an amazing thing.
But he does pay for the storage, so thank you, Matt. Love
Storage
you.
of what?
Love that guy.
For the podcast, we have to put it online.
Oh, and you have to pay for that.
Yeah, monthly. He does that. Thank you, bud.
That's good.
Please come back.
He's actually a platinum sponsor then.
So have you...
'Cause he's the
He
only
is
one
the
investing.
most. He's the most
Right.
platinum.
Brought to you
of-
by Matt Wadley.
Well, I
Matt
pay-
Wadley Inc. Matt Wadley Incorporate. Matt Wadley LLC.
Actually, having him back on the last podcast was super fun, and I was like, "Fuck, man, that's what we're missing."
Yeah, he's a fun.
And you're a phenomenal stand-in. I appreciate it.
You've
but,
got that voice.
but you're not Mad Wadley. I'll
Well,
tell
thank
you.
you. Thank you very much.
You're not M Dubs.
Can I just address Brian's voice?
Sexy, isn't it?
Thank you, Dave.
So when my mom,
Talk about anything you'd like to.
when I was young, my mom was single and she stayed single because she thought that my dad was the devil and Jesus wanted her to stay single.
Been there.
Yeah,
Been there.
totally. So my mom would always listen late at night. I would hear her listening to this old this old gentleman it was a Christian radio station or whatever, but he would be talking to all the old women out there that weren't married or whatever, and you could just hear him. And he had this super deep voice.
Was his name Howard Stern?
No, it wasn't Howard Stern.
Can you sit on the speaker?
However, I wouldn't put it past Howard Stern to be just like, yeah, I'm going to go into Christian ministry and like just pull a gag or something like that.
Hi, Dave. This one's going out to your mom.
This is for your mom. He's like, I know some of you out there. He would never genderize anything, but you knew he was talking to the ladies.
Where are we going with this?
I don't know, dude.
I just want to talk about Bryan's voice and how deep and awesome it is right now. And in fact, all of your voices compared to mine.
Can you imagine Dave coming off the rails? I mean,
no.
And losing sight
At
of
any
the target
given time.
Right.
Oli, you brought a cider today.
I brought a cider. It's my own making. It's the only thing I could bring to you that's
100% jizz free.
Brought to you
Totally.
by Olson Brewing, platinum sponsor.
Yeah.
totally
We call that panty wetter.
cider.
Yeah.
Because I get it. I get it.
Men generally don't drink the cider.
Whoa!
Okay.
Whoa!
Story time.
Look, so here's what happened.
So somebody here
I love cider.
has got a little
I don't
fetish.
drink beer hardly at all, so cider is it for me. Or rum.
I'm sorry.
So what's the?
I like the sugar.
Hey, what's that mix?
And
It was in a
Sex on the
Stephen
Beach.
King book. It was in a Stephen King book where it was a mix of cider and beer at the same time.
That sounds awful.
No, it was in Stephen King book, and people started making it, and they say it's actually really good.
It's like mead or something like that.
I think they call
No,
it
meat is
graft.
made
Graft.
out of honey.
Graff.
Okay.
I think it's called graff. And basically, you make beer, throw apple juice in it before it ferments, and then you got half beer, half cider.
I do graphs all day long with the lines and the bars.
No. Like,
No.
Like a graph of like if you're gonna graft something, but then the present tense of the juice of whatever that is graph, because
So-
it's two things coming together.
Right.
So before I was in a
Knowledge
band
by
with
Oli.
Scott, Oli invited me up on stage.
That's right.
He was singing Bush,
Because I love you.
God, that song sucks.
Machine Head
I hated that
by
song.
Bush.
Scott hated that song because he couldn't play it.
And
Yes, I did. Well, I didn't play it right.
and a
Badass song.
young
It is.
desert Danish was out in the crowd at the Zen Bowl Chinese
I
restaurant.
was pissed because I left just before that happened.
There were nipples in the wind.
There were nipples in the wind. They were mine, but they were there. They were Mark's wearing a cape. and Oli
Pubic hair.
And Oli
lifted
looked-
off Dane's nipple
Oli
and
wa-
floated past Mark's cape.
So Oli looked over halfway through and he's like, he saw me mouthing the words and he was like,
There was a sparkle in the young man's
this
eye.
guy has got it going on.
What I said was, I've seen you, and I was pointed at you.
And there was
me,
this
you,
was a mere
me,
4 months
you,
after
me.
staying in a cabin with a transsexual together.
An underage transsexual. How come we never talk about that?
So there we were.
No. She
Dave's heart
was
fluttered.
18.
He.
She
Oh,
was 18.
Nipples that were engorged.
is it a she now?
I would assume so.
Hey, hey, the big thing is mad props to people who have the audacity to live out loud, because as hard as it is to get up on stage if you've never been up on stage before and get it. Some people are built from it, some people are not. To be able to freaking do what you have to look. I don't like people that use that platform to like for gain or whatever.
Where are we going with this?
Look, I'm just giving a shout out to my LGBTQ
No, he's good.
community
Dave's
out
good.
there.
I'm just wondering
Mad
what
love.
those noises you're making.
Oh, I keep
giving
burping
birth of them.
because I've been drinking a lot.
It's hard to be able
Sponsored by
to.
Sailor Jerry.
It's hard to be able to
Platinum
freaking do
sponsor.
that, and it's getting easier and easier because
Scott, stop
we're
touching
all.
stuff.
Jesus Christ, Dane!
I'm listening. Now.
I'm sorry. Well, Scott's touching stuff.
I know
Stop
he is.
touching
He's starting to
He's
drift off. He's-
stroking things.
We lost Scott.
Anyways,
Well, these cables brought to you by podcasthotlinekit.com.
You shut your face. You shut your face. You don't know what those are for.
Platinum sponsor.
but anyways, I just wanted to say, since we were laughing about our roomie in the cabin, he's a very courageous person, and one day he will find a
Agreed.
good Irish band to
Agreed.
play
One hell of an accordion player.
accordion.
Hell of an accordion player.
Very good accordion
I
player.
wanted to do some Weird Al covers with him.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Is it?
I think
is he her now?
I'm not sure.
Is them a her now?
Fantastic accordion player. So
very good. Good sense of humor too. Actually,
we definitely. Yeah. All right. We definitely had a time. Anyway, you were singing at the Chinese restaurant.
This one
Great gig for you guys.
Me.
Great gig.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to play the Chinese
in the future,
restaurant.
playing the Chinese restaurant is not a good place for a
Not in the
heavy
summertime.
metal band.
You guys got a complaint that night, right?
Oh.
From the city or something?
So let me derail you for just a minute. Just a minute. This will take just a second. One of my favorite lines from Blue Moon is Uncle Frank when he says, "So I play this crepe restaurant." I think of that every time someone says they play the Zen Bowl. I play this Chinese food restaurant.
It's definitely a Ridgecrest venue.
It's weird. It's weird how much it's a venue.
It's a venue. I just wish it would be enclosed with some air conditioning and some skylights or something.
It's a spot. The cool thing is it's outdoors. The sound is incredibly difficult because of the brick pillars and the plants.
I think it's a perfect venue if you're a classic rock band. Or
I think so.
The whatever's really
a whatever's
thrive there.
type band. It's perfect for their.
It is.
Perfect for their crowd.
Except when it rains.
Right.
Yeah, they've had terrible.
Last
luck
time you
there,
guys played there, Greg's guitar melted.
And he fixed it. It's good. I seen it today when I went and bought a guitar from him today.
Possibly, yeah.
Should have bought one for me, but that's
probably
okay.
the worst show
I
we
didn't
ever
realize
had
it was for sale, and I already committed. I was pot committed.
I missed that, but I heard rumors that was
Mine's
not,
better.
That wasn't a good show.
It was a horrible. It was a really bad time, all involved.
For
when you're when you're off, you're off.
It was probably that one show where you know that you're going to have the absolute worst show at some point during the career of your band, and that was for us our low point.
Yeah.
I showed up for a couple
that show where you want to give the money back.
Right.
It's the show where you really want to give the money back.
So sorry.
No.
I'm so sorry.
That makes up for the last time when they stiffed you guys.
That's true. That's very true.
So I was there, and I was mouthing the words to Machine Head.
What were we talking about?
And Ole reaches out and says, "You.
This is
Come here.
Come over to stage,
hither.
not up to stage, over to stage. We're all on the same level.
This is when Dane became a man.
So
This is coming of age.
I popped
story.
his
So I looked around. Is he talking to me?
6 feet over. Pop that chair.
Could
Can
he
you
be
imagine
talking-
being 6 feet deep in Dane, Scharff?
Could he be talking to me? I walk up there. I look at his little iPad. It says, "Breathe in, breathe out 500 times." And I think, I could do this. He hands me the microphone. And we sing into the night.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That was the night that defined my rock stardom. And I knew it was for me. And I knew it was going to start.
You definitely took on. I think in every joke that you have that there's a level of some truth into it. And I will say, after that night, you got all serious. You started going in some directions, and all of a sudden, the podcast.
You got serious?
The podcast was born.
Oh, that.
Like shortly thereafter.
That was the first time I ever saw him do the left foot forward rock star.
Yes, because I wrapped the cord around my hand and did the foot forward, and I was like, "Oh,
It's
power
addictive.
stance."
It is addictive.
Well, you know what happened is I've watched a lot of Henry Rollins stuff, and he does like
Black
a big,
Flag.
He does like a big
Did I get
stance.
it? Henry Rollins, Black Flag. Did I get it?
Rollins band. Yeah, a lot of Rollins bands.
Wasn't he in Black Flag?
He
For a
was
minute.
for a little bit. Yeah, he
because
wasn't their only singer.
he was like their biggest fan, and then the singer left or died
got
or
it.
something. And
You
then
got
he
it. That's
was
the
in
story,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah, and then he was in, and that's how I guess the dude is freaking so smart too. I like listening to him.
Hey, so since we're
He's my
talking
uncle.
about band names, remember back in the day,
Uncle Henry.
when we were when we were trying to name a fledgling metal band, and we couldn't come up with a name, and someone finally came up with 6 feet over because we're all really tall.
Tammy McEntee,
That's right.
platinum sponsor.
That's right.
hey, that band is really stuck.
Hey, if anybody has supported, if maybe not sponsored, but supported, and if support can be sponsorization, holy crap, that woman has been through so much stuff. How does
With who?
How she tolerates the shit
Tammy,
that I
who's
put her
Tammy?
through, I'll never
Dude,
know.
I think
Scott's wife.
she genuinely loves you, and she sees the joy that you get from how hard you work for it, and it's sort of like he works hard for the no money.
She has got horrible taste in men.
And we're
But
glad
anyway.
we're glad that she's listening to the podcast
So the
because we
reason-
need more subscribers.
The reasoning behind that was because we're all tall and that we weren't all dead. That was the big thing.
How
is
tall are you?
We're not dead. I'm 6 feet.
6 feet exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly.
That's the
Exactly.
requirement. Minimum
Yeah,
requirement.
yeah. So is Rick.
So that
So
brings
is
me to
Rick
my next point.
Sword.
Is we have Rick, who's
5'11".
he's vertically challenged.
He wears loafers with some extended fucking things.
Hey,
Those are
you
really
don't
expensive,
talk
man.
like that about Rick. He was here all day working hard
Shots
for the
fired.
no money.
But anyway, and then we have B flat, which is like I don't know, he's 4'10",
So
something
he
like that.
definitely
He's not a great big dude.
No, he's definitely not 6 foot. at all.
So I just want to make a suggestion. 6-inch average. Come on.
Okay, so come on. So you know what's funny?
We're talking about penises.
we created a new messenger thing
Right.
to talk to just the members of the band, and the name of the group, the chat group, is 6 feet average. Because if you take me and
Right.
and the new Bryan, that averages. If people don't know me, my name is David Olson. I am
7 foot
small
tall,
vagina.
4-inch penis.
I am I'm not heavily endowed. I have a great rhythm.
I heard it was like a soup can.
But I am 6 foot 7 inches tall, and I
So
make
he's
you look
driving the
great in
average.
heels.
So here's the challenge for the crowd, for everybody who's
I like to say that it's non-threatening.
Let's rename 6 feet over to something really creative. So
fine.
just go ahead.
We've thought
Come
about
to the
it.
show on March 16th at Triple T's Tavern, platinum sponsor,
Platinum sponsor.
They're going to be serving
And,
corned beef that night.
and
Just throwing that
and
out
just
there.
start shouting good names for 6 feet over. Good
Like,
ones.
hey, get off the stage.
Right.
Or
Bring back that
guys-
that awesome band, dog.
You guys ain't
rules.
dogs. Something like
Y'all
that.
ain't dogs.
So I just want to point
Dog.
out, I want to point out I've done a lot of these podcasts. I've never seen Dane this inebriated.
Which is
He's-
great.
He's almost
because
peeing himself over there.
here's the
I
thing.
bring out the best in Dane.
I very much hope he edits this in the same state so it can at least get out on the waves. Because you talk a big game. Here's the thing. You want to fucking record some shit, record some shit. You want to fucking say that, like, hey, I'm pushing the envelope, let all that shit fucking flow out.
I've
to the
never
fucking
said that
internet.
once, by the way.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I hate pushing envelopes.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't
Push
work-
the
I don't
envelope.
work at the mail place like Cayenne.
Cayenne does work at the mail place.
Yeah.
I thought she worked at the restaurant.
She does.
She does both now.
What up, Cayenne?
What's the mail place?
What's up,
She's
Cayenne?
hard working.
What's the mail place?
She works at
The post office.
The postal service.
She hucks packages.
Dude, all right, so this is
The guy in the white truck that got
places-
burnouts
sorry,
in your
sorry.
driveway.
Scott, can we call the dog practice place our mail place from now on?
She places packages in their correct
Dudes only.
receptacle.
All right, so wait, this is going to sound weird. I know because we all have these odd careers for a bunch of musicians. But I always thought, like, the ultimate job would be the guy, the male guy on one of those rural routes where you just walk around with the backpack on your shoulders,
Right.
pair of shorts,
Always skinny,
walking down dirt road.
Always wearing a pair of
always
shorts.
skinny, always in shorts.
How you doing, Mrs. Johnson?
Yeah, until the wind's blowing 40 miles a freaking hour and it's raining.
I always thought it would be a cool career, though. You'd be just like told like a low stress, no, just chilled
Everyone
out
loves
career.
the mail guy.
And everybody likes the mail guy.
Right, and
That's
we get
because he
it.
brings my new freaking guitar
Yeah, but
pickups.
seriously, think about this. 9 times out of 10,
your porn.
the mail guy brings bills. But
Right.
you don't worry about that. You're still excited about. See, that's what I love about the mail guy, because you know you're going to have bills coming, but there's 9 times out of 10. It's that Amazon package, or it's that freaking that magazine you've been waiting for, or whatever it is. And I think that's one thing that, like, I think I talk a lot of politics, and I talk about how, oh, woe is us, woe is this, or whatever. But I think as long as you still are excited about the mailman coming, because there's that 1 in 10 possibility that there's some awesome coming in the mail, we still got dreams to live.
I get excited every time there's a package in the mail, and 10 times out of 10, it's not for me, but I'm like,
Oh, it's a package. What is it? Right? You're
What's
excited.
in there?
You just had an interaction with a guy who most of the time he's just like, oh, hey, cool, bro. If I don't get to this next guy without having a half an hour conversation, I'm not getting off till midnight. But thanks. Hey, love you too. He's like, dude, the biggest rock stars in my neighborhood when I was growing up in the ghetto was the fucking mailman. That's the first uniformed person I ever fucking saw.
you know, here's my
Mailman.
problem with the mailman. I don't live where I mean, the roads are paved, but where the mailboxes are still dirt roads. And those cocksuckers do burnouts in front of the mailboxes every time. And the road is tore to shit. You would think those little mail trucks couldn't do a burnout.
They're sweet.
Man.
But you would try if you drove it, right?
I'd be flogging the shit.
Exactly.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
What are there, like 16 mail trucks that are lined up in the back of the post office?
I'd have been counseled already. How come your truck's always broken? Well, it didn't look like a big jump.
I mean, I know that's kind of a weird thing to say, but I always thought that would just be a cool car. And then I was like, you know what, maybe UPS. And then I was like, fuck no. UPS guys, their job sucks. I mean, no offense to UPS drivers out there, platinum sponsor. But I mean, those guys are on this schedule where like they can only make right turns. Everything is plotted out. You got to run. You got to run to the door with the package. You know, but
what were you doing? What is that?
The post office guy, man.
Don't worry about it.
The post office guy doesn't have any of that shit. He's just cruising around with a satchel on his shoulder.
Dude, you know what's really jacked
pair
up?
of shorts and some headphones.
So my dad
Those are
used to
some
do that
sexy
job.
shorts. I mean, they're just short of Daisy Dukes.
Dude, they take a break. They take a break. They just stop on their way to the next. Like their next delivery is that mailbox, like 10 feet in front of them. Oh, it's time to stop. I watched this guy. Dude, he's awesome. I want to go up and sit down next to him and like talk to him. Like he's sitting down there. He's looking at his phone. He's just like, yeah, I got like a 15-minute break.
What's up, dude?
I'm smoking a cigarette right out. Like he's sitting on the step of his box car that he just got done burning out in
His derby wagon.
Sorry, Brian.
Right?
I don't think I've ever seen you this drunk.
They just
before.
stop. They just
You
stop.
clearly weren't at my
Take
first
a break.
show.
I gotta take a break. Here I am. I'm taking a break.
Can we talk about how drunk I was after our first show? Unrelated
First
to the
show.
mailman thing.
Which one was the first show?
The Furies show.
Oh my God! Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that was.
Brian said he's never seen me as drunk as he has tonight. I'm not drunk though. Wink.
Right.
Phil and Jerry, platinum sponsor.
Yeah, that was bad. Someone kept feeding Dane drinks.
So I've been told that
He was my platinum sponsor that night.
I've been told that there is a limit, like that there's a defined McEntee drunk playability.
Yeah, we found that out.
We've actually been doing a lot of experimentation in the practice studio.
Sexually.
No, that's after. But either way,
Well, Ryan and I have.
Exciting me.
So what we do is we
He lets me bang on his drums.
we get a bottle of Jameson.
Platinum sponsor.
And the experiment is how many drinks can Scott have before he really starts screwing up?
What is this limit? Do we have it defined?
About
Yes.
3 glasses.
3.5, and then there was you
Like
had a
how
beer.
full? Like 2 fingers?
You had 2 beers.
Yeah,
You had 2
yeah.
beers and 3 shots, right?
Something like that. It gets. Hey, and since how we're
Those were
talking about.
Guinness.
So here's the drinking game for the show on March 16th at Triple T's Tavern.
Ooh.
Platinum sponsor.
Every time a member
really need
of
to look
Dog
for
screws up and messes up in a song, misses a
trouble,
lyric, plays the wrong note,
Every time you guys have to drink.
you drink. Every time. So if we make a mistake, you drink.
Wait. If you guys make a mistake 6 feet over, has to drink.
And then we'll
Oh
reverse
no,
it when
you
you
guys
play.
won't make it on stage if you do that.
Yeah, we'll be hammered and you guys will be sober. That's not fair.
You guys are exempt from the game. I'm talking about the audience.
Here's the thing: you guys drink when we screw up on stage, and then we drink when you guys screw up.
Exactly. We'll be hammered. We won't make it to the stage, and you guys will be sober.
Right. Yeah, that's right. You guys can skip it,
No,
but
you
the
guys
problem,
will screw up.
and here's the cool thing, is you guys can screw up
But
as
we don't
much
have to
as you
play.
want, and nobody will know.
By that time, yeah, absolutely not.
No, but on that thread, I attempted to find my limit. Like you're saying, yours was 2 shots and 3 beers. We played a gig with Shillelagh's.
Oh, good God!
Was that the fundraiser?
dangerous.
It was
Yeah.
a fundraiser
For the Vietnam Wall.
but in between our sets, it was like we played a set, they played a set, we played a set. So in between, we had an hour. Normally, you've got 10, 15 minutes, enough time to grab a smoke, take a piss, jerk off, slam a beer, get back on stage, right?
Did anyone else catch that shit?
Yeah.
Dude, there's a reason why Brian has perfect hair every single
That's right.
time. He has every product of his life planned out to the T. He's like, I'm going to jerk off. That's going to be at least 35 seconds.
Right.
36. All right, I'm back on the stage.
So this time we had in between sets, we had an hour. And I'm like, ooh, I can literally find out how fucked up I can get and still play.
An hour of shillelaghs, and you're wasted.
So I drank,
Yeah.
I think I drank.
I was there. You
It's-
actually
it's-
had me grab you a drink that night.
It's St. Patrick's Day every day when you're listening to the show.
Hey, let's talk about St. Patrick's Day last year.
I think I drank 9
Speaking of being
double
drunk.
rum and cokes in that hour.
Right.
And I don't think I found my limit because I felt like I played better. I know I might not have.
Superpowers.
So let me tell you about what the crowd thought. It's not about what you thought.
I swear to God, I didn't miss it.
Doesn't matter, don't care.
Dude, he's like,
I swear I play better when I'm stoned. No, you actually don't.
So the weird part is I don't know if I found that yet. And
Right.
I can't, no matter how much I drink prior to a set, I'm sober by the end of it. Just that energy release. And
Yes.
everything,
Yes.
it all comes out.
I just had
swear
like
to
visions
God.
of freaking Bruce Willis, like never fucking. It doesn't matter how much weight you put on the bar, you can just fucking do the fucking thing. You're a fucking superhero.
I think
Look out! The fucking glass guy's coming for you. He's like he can drink as much as he wants.
It's
like
the music, man.
There's
It's
a
the fucking
scenario.
rock and roll. I can't.
There's a scenario where we need a guy who can keep drinking to do something, and that's you.
It's not Dane. I promise you.
Whoa.
He's drooling on himself over here.
Whoa. So I have a question. Are you guys out to prove something this next show? Because last year you were supposed to play at the same venue.
Oh my god!
And someone in the band decided to get appendicitis.
Yeah, I proved something. No,
You better not pull that shit on us, Scott.
Okay, so
I got a solid appendix, man. It's
prove
rough.
something.
fair.
So we're not out to prove something, but we want to. I mean, so what we have is we got a brand new guitarist coming in there's going to be a lot of pressure on him, and we really want to have a good show for him.
I promise we're not going to talk shit about him.
Yeah, and here's
Yes.
the hard
dude,
part.
if you don't, I'm going to be sorely disappointed. That's
you-
an Irish word, sorely.
Hey, you know
Well,
that,
the problem is that we've only been able to practice probably I don't know 8 times
Well,
total.
yeah,
Right.
that's like one song for us.
We've
So
been
we're gonna
packing
be
in a lot of fucking practice.
So we're going to be it's going to be a little choppier than usual.
it's gonna be solid.
But we're going to tear it up. I mean, we're going to have to with the right attitude.
Right.
So
Yeah, when you guys replaced your bass player, then the band got better.
Wasn't that you?
It truly
Come on,
did.
man.
Right when I got fired, yeah. Right when Pam was going to kick my ass.
He's
But
got a better
no.
bass than you, too.
Oh,
He's
you know
got
what?
2 better basses now.
Rick is
No, he's got three better
times.
basses.
Rick is 3 times the bass player that I'll ever be. That
What?
guy is just.
you've really come to your own since you joined my old spot.
You know. Ouch.
Golly.
Yeah.
this is so weird and incestuous. The whole conversation is just twisted.
Right.
Let's get back to
I guess
St.
that's what
Paddy's Day
happens
last
when
year.
you're.
So St. Patty's Day last year, let's just get to what we're all going for. I wore a kilt. And I
Now, hold on. You guys didn't play the show, but most of you
right.
still showed up.
Oh, yeah,
still were there.
Can we call it a skirt?
The band from Lancaster who got to play in our
they were
place got a fucking packed
Dude,
house.
packed
But
fucking
let's-
house
but let's
on
say-
our fucking
Yeah.
flyer.
But they had to repeat their set.
Well, yeah, because they were
Right.
They were like
we're a band and we're going to do the same thing.
We have
twice
an
in a
hour,
row.
and they're like, "We need 4."
We need
They're like,
4 hours out of you.
They're like, "Well, we
motherfucker."
know that song 4 times."
Yeah, I mean, think if you're that band though, you're like, here's this kick-ass stage, full fucking light show.
Dude, they
packed
got
house.
they got the fucking crowd.
Yeah.
That we've been fucking. I don't even think we've had a crowd like that.
It was
Yeah.
That was huge that night
That's what we're hoping. Then
because I was there.
I was sure there was at least 400 people.
and that's the whole thing. So, tell your friends, tell your husbands, tell your wives, tell them to tell all their girlfriends
Oh
and
no,
boyfriends.
let's stop and go back to Dave wore an address and
I'm wearing a kilt.
drinking
Okay.
No,
so
hold on.
silly.
Okay, so there may or may not have been
Ghibli bits.
Little
you-
Dave.
some.
You had been
moonshine
drinking a little bit at the
involved.
time,
It's
yeah?
in the form of apple pie during the day. And
How much did you fucking eat?
by the time, I don't know. I don't.
At least 12 inches.
I don't think there was. Let's just say this:
12 inches over.
there was probably about 150 to 200 people who saw a little bit more than me, and when I say a little bit, I do mean a little bit
talking
more
about
than
your-
me than they probably should have.
Do you remember going to the other bar?
The taco joint?
Yeah.
The taco joint. I do remember going to the taco joint, and I smuggled in a bottle of Jameson in between my legs.
Do you remember showing off?
It was my God. So it's kind of poking out the end of the kilt. So it looks, but I'm
the biggest joint he had all night long.
But I'm kind of walking like a Japanese chick with my legs together and kind of waddling. You know.
Do you remember showing off Little Dave there too?
I do remember pulling the Jameson bottle out and kicking my leg up on the thing and talking to people. I remember that vaguely.
Wow.
You're going to go to jail someday.
I was disassociating myself from him.
So here's the thing. I believe that there's this whole thing. It's just like...
You're going to wear shorts this year.
Okay, I got...
They're called Spanx.
No,
Yeah.
I got four-leaf clover boxer shorts.
Good man.
So I saw you freaking that night with somebody.
Hey, as many people who didn't want to see my junk,
Alejandro?
Alejandro was there. And here's the thing. I don't think I convinced him that like I was his one and only.
The one.
Because
Little Dave was
I mean, look at my wardrobe.
little.
So
it's not that good.
So that's the drunken recollection of what happened?
No, wait. There's one more thing. There's one more thing I'd like to add.
Let's hear it.
As many people who saw it accidentally when I passed out on the couch, and somebody flipped my skirt up, kilt up. There was a couple people who decided that they were going to check my kilt just to make. There were a few ladies in the audience who they were just like, "Oh my God, are you wearing underwear? Oh my
They were
God!" I'm like,
shopping.
"Oh my God, you're not wearing underwear!" And I still didn't see anything.
So what is under
They
the
can actually
Scotsman's
went
kilt?
inside.
That was frighteningly like.
Arousing?
No, it sounded just like a drunk chick in a bar.
Oh my God, you want to hear drunk tricks? Hey, check out all props to what I'm about to say to this comedian, Chris D'Elia. Dude is fucking hilarious. But have you ever heard drunk chicks? Drunk chicks are fucking... Dude, they're amazing. They're like the most amazing creature in the entire planet. It's just like...
We can play tennis.
You could totally tell a drunk chick like you're in Louisiana during Mardi Gras or whatever down by the river, right? And you just be like,
I know that song.
Down to the river.
You can just be like, she's just like, hey, what's going on? Oh my God, I'm so drunk. It's like, yo, there's a crocodile right next to you. It's right there. It's like, excuse me, I have a question for you. Is it your crocodile? And they get going on a tangent about like, because it's always a conflict with drunk chicks.
So
It's
my
always a
recollection-
fucking
How do you
drunk
do that cricket sound thing? How do you do that?
Anyway,
So
so check out Chris D'Elia. He does it way better than I
There's
do.
one more final
cool.
thing about the kilt story, isn't there? Is there anything else you want to tell about that night?
Anything?
Was there a red ribbon?
What?
What? Is this the part that I don't remember? That you guys still laugh about me?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you shit yourself that night.
Oh, come on, man. Okay, so here's the thing. I wore the kilt once.
Pooped a little.
I wore the kilt once, and you keep telling
The
me.
dog shit in it, man.
You keep telling me this. I wore it once and then I hung it back up. It's been sitting in my closet literally a year until last week where I pulled it out. I'm like, Brian keeps telling me
And the
to shit
stains
myself.
fell right out of it.
No, there's no fucking stains.
Because you
There
weren't wearing
ain't nothing-
underwear.
Yeah, right. So here's the thing. If you're wearing a kilt and you're wearing it properly, and you have to relieve yourself,
You just flip it up. Dude, I'm not gonna lie.
you just going.
Dude,
You're not
chicks got
shitting
that
yourself
shit
at that
fucking
point.
down with the dress thing. All you gotta do is just fucking fluff it up and sit the fuck down. You don't gotta unzip, pull it down, feel uncomfortable, maybe throw out your back while you're fucking doing this odd fucking going down to the bathroom. Dude, the kilt came up. I could fucking sit on a toilet, no fucking problem.
Except
Just
you were in the middle
fold
of
it
the
over.
bar.
If you didn't wear designer jeans, you wouldn't have to worry about holding them up.
Are you saying you'd like to see me in kilts more, Scott?
You know I would.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna. I'll say this.
Do you have designer? Do you have designer kilts?
Can they discriminate against me at work if I wear a kilt to work?
No. In fact, you'll probably get a promotion.
You'll be a hero.
That's how you identify. No, I'll just say this. So we were moving a cabinet in Mike's house, this giant cabinet off the wall the other day, and there was a dead bird
Oh my god.
stuck to the middle of it,
This is so-
like 5 feet off
This
the
is
ground.
100% true.
And-
I didn't see it.
So I thought, I don't know how it got here, but nobody noticed that smell.
It was a tiny bird.
That's where I'm going with
And
you. That's where I'm going with your shit story. I think maybe a little dribbler run down the leg. Because I walked over there and it was you standing there with this weird look on your face. Like,
there was nothing, dude.
and there was a cloud of ass around you, man.
So you, but here's the thing: you had the pre-knowledge.
Look, that being said, 5 minutes later, there was a chick grinding up on your shit. So I was like,
Said chick, if you are listening to this, give me a call, girl.
I pooped a little.
So speaking of cabinets,
Hold on. I gotta do a recollection real quick of my seeing you at Tommy T's.
You were there too? Jesus, who wasn't there? Dude, that place was packed. There were like 500 people in
that video is on Pornhub, man.
So when I first got there, Ollie's like, "Come here, Dane. This is Lee. She's one of us.
Oh, she's one
of us.
Oh, Lee is
She's one of us."
Oh my god!
And he said it like 5,000 times.
Oh my god, dude!
Smash cut to like 20 minutes later. I'm hanging out with my girl, and I look over. Ollie's at a giant table by himself, staring at it. He's just sitting there like he's in timeout. And I was like,
drinking water that people told me is like, here's a rum and coke,
and people
here's whatever, and it's water in ice, and I'm like, just like, fuck yeah.
And people walking by like, what the fuck is wrong?
Yeah, no, seriously, man.
And then
you probably
20
came
minutes
close to
later, he's
dying.
grinding on some chick on the dance floor.
You probably came pretty close to dying.
I
last
didn't.
night. You
I
drank
only.
a lot.
So check it out. I don't remember very much. Like the blackouts were probably a little bit in between. I remember a lot of that night, which is crazy because I am ashamed. Okay, like I get it. There's been nights. Let's talk about blackout nights. You guys have some worldly
Hold on,
experience.
Scott has a cabinet story.
only once in my. I was just desperately trying to change the subject. Only once in my life have I blacked out and not remembered how I got back to my room.
Crazy.
Christmas Eve, Uijeongbu, Korea.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
At
it
the
was-
Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
The singer of the band singled me out.
No, the band was called A Month of
Said
Sundays.
Korea. You're a racist.
What? They don't have
asshole,
Chinese restaurants in Korea?
Sorry.
That's bullshit.
I don't know.
Let's hear this story.
The Korean food's so good. Why would you go to a Chinese food
Wait,
restaurant?
didn't you tell me something about blacking out and driving Magic Mountain too?
Oh, well, okay,
There's
yes.
2 times.
Okay, so there's 2. So the first,
Can we get a third?
Oh, punch his throat!
the first one was Mickey's Big Mouse.
Oh, man, I love those.
We were just outside of Barstow at a place called Fort Irwin. And we were hitting Big Mouse and some Double Deuce Hornets.
Everyone gets married in the army.
We woke up, no lie, in Magic Mountain. I remember when I finally was enough to remember, we were in line for that big. It's like a big swing, but they strap you in it and they pull you back, and you have to pull the pin like a parachute, and you go down. It was in line for that where it finally clarity hit, and I was like,
I'm going to throw up on
how do we get to Magic Mountain?
What the fuck am I?
Right. We started drinking the day
Standing up? You came to standing up?
at Magic Mountain.
Holy
Right.
shit.
Like 2 days later.
I hope someone else was driving.
Dude, that's dude, that is magic.
I was not driving. I can promise you that. But I can't tell you that the guy that was driving was sober.
Right.
Dude, that's none of my
That's
like
business.
time travel. That's like, I really can't deal with this. I'm going to
No.
So-
I was all happy.
Magic Mountain, everything's better.
Wow.
Right. And then time number 2 was in Korea. The band was called A Month of Sundays, and they were just on a MWR tour.
Did they play at the
And-
Chinese restaurant?
No, they played at the club in Camp Red Cloud.
With
Jesus
Korean
fuck, Dane.
food.
Right.
Dane.
And
Fucking A.
I love them because they did
sorry.
a couple of the classic Violent Femmes covers.
Hell yeah.
And so it was like, yes,
Like
these
Blister
guys-
in the Sun?
Exactly.
Nice.
It
Drank
was
way too much.
yeah. And so it wasn't at the club where they were playing that we were drinking, but we got invited to go to kind of the after party, which was at an Air Force detachment at the same camp. And it was the whiskey there that was like, I don't know, that was special. And
You know what's going to be...
I woke up the next morning in my bed where I belonged, and over the years there's been flashes of memory that come back, and I know that there was a bonfire,
It's just like me on Ambien.
and there was
Right.
a
He's not ordering Amazon. So.
there was a cab ride. My roommate
I do more than
Miller, I remember him paying the cabbie. Cool thing about when you're stationed in Korea, remember this: you can get a cab ride anywhere for a porn VHS tape.
Nice.
Yeah, we had stacks of them in the barracks, and we just gave Adashi the
What
porn
about a
tape. He'd
Ninja
give you-
Turtles movie?
Nope, I don't care about that.
I've got one in my kitchen.
But yeah, that was it. I usually don't drink to blackout. I don't like being drunk.
I've got like 4 or 5 of those stories, but mine are really. A couple of them are really dark, and a couple of them are really violent. I will save those for another podcast.
You've told me a couple of those stories, and
that's why I don't drink.
When I look at you, I can't even imagine why you have the most perfect hair, because you do not look like somebody who
It
survived.
wasn't always
that.
kind, quiet young man.
I know exactly. Like I totally picture you with a high and tight, the dude from who's remember Avatar, the military guy.
I just bought it on Voodoo the other day.
The blue.
He's got
I'm
it on
talking about.
VHS in his
Look,
kitchen.
I'm talking about Avatar, the blue aliens from the
Yeah,
planet
that's
far,
what
far
I
away.
have.
Okay, I'm talking about the Marine Corps colonel with the freaking thing who was the guy who
with
got
scars?
Yeah, with the scars.
Oh, yeah.
That's your stories make me think that's how you should look. You should be that guy telling me how hard life is, but you're the guy who's like, give me a hug, bro.
Love, brother.
I love you, bro. Like this is how this.
So I have a feeling that Dane's gonna have one of those stories.
We're
after
gonna
tonight.
paint a great picture of Brian's past on March 16th at Triple T's Tavern.
Oh yeah.
Oh no!
Oh yeah.
Oh no!
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me tell you something, brother.
We're gonna tell you guys secrets at that show on March 16th at Triple T's Tavern.
If you smell.
Some of them might be true. Some of them might
Yeah.
not.
That would be bad.
If you really want to know them,
All right, so I have to ask:
You
is
need to show up.
the story about Mark having his finger in Dave's butt going to be part of the show?
that will be part of the show, yes, but not that part of the
I
show.
have a question. Was that on last St. Patrick's Day? Because that is something I definitely do not remember.
Wait a minute.
Don't worry about it. It's okay. It was consensual.
You need to
there was
stop
no
drinking.
babies. It's all good.
It's quite a story too.
Were you guys checking for bodies?
So that portion of our show multiple times has made me stop playing because I'm laughing so hard, and that was one of them. I was like, I got nothing. I can't do this.
Wait, what?
Mark's story about Dave's butthole.
I have no
I've
idea.
never heard this.
Yeah,
I did.
It was.
Was that your
This
practice?
obviously is a thing because I have never known you to make something up arbitrarily.
It's totally a thing. It was amazing.
You see the look on my face.
It was a great story.
Oh, that look is so good.
What the
Yeah.
fuck is going on?
And afterwards, you guys walk like Egyptians.
Oh,
Right.
Like
How
like,
Mark comes up
cowboy
with these
rodeo?
monologues, I will never know. And there's been monologues during practice that will never make it to the public, and you're like, there's something really wrong with that guy.
Dude,
I mean, he
we have
must be
talked
medicated.
about. We have talked about. We need to record every second of every
no
band practice.
No,
You don't want to do that.
No. You say no now.
no.
so I think I would like to create a game, maybe next month or in a couple of weeks. I'd like to have a drinking podcast where we take shots every 10 minutes.
Oh God!
Isn't that what we've been? Never mind.
No.
I know Dane has. You can hear fucking sound effects coming out of
It's
this
going to be
kid's
even worse and better.
I bet
Even
you
better.
Wadley shows up to that one.
Oh,
bet he does,
yeah.
too.
All of a sudden, Mr. fucking tough guy Wadley shows up.
What? Drinking game?
What whiskey?
Hopefully we'll be sponsored by Uber by then.
Dude, hey, yo, this whiskey, by the way, I just wanted to note, since I am a
Cider drinker. It's okay.
so there's this other part of me that I think maybe you know about that I maybe can't admit exactly.
Oh, no, we all know.
Docking
Okay, all right, that part. When I first tasted this,
Dude.
there was a very high
getting bad.
citrus. This is I'm speaking of the Jameson
I'm getting kind of drunk, Brian.
Irish Whiskey Caskmates IPA edition.
I will drink
but-
that the whole time.
When I
You are.
first tasted it, I noticed high citrus notes.
You are out of control, man.
Very, very high citrus notes. Did you notice that at all at any time? like a citrus,
a little bit.
like a lemony kind of a thing.
This is a great commercial for them.
But as I go on, because seriously, like
times.
I would love to do a podcast
Jameson.
just about
Good
tasting
times.
whiskeys and things like that.
Hey, can we do a podcast about drinking whiskey?
No, we'll do a whiskey and we'll call it the podcast.
Right. I heard about
Let's
drinking
start a distillery. All I need is $20,000 from you, $20,000 from you, $20,000 from you, and I'll lay up the other $40,000. Whatever.
about drinking whiskey and listening to Tom Waits.
Oh my God.
I'm in, but I don't know if everyone's in.
Yeah, just
You know what?
pick it. Like,
Dude,
make the music change every 15
It's
minutes.
literally going to be
you.
you and I as the only listener.
No, I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Change the music
I
every
don't-
15 minutes and
I
it'll
don't
be
give a
good.
You didn't show up to Whiskey and Waits.
You can't have 3 hours
When
of
was
that
that?
shit.
I don't.
It was a
here's
while
the thing.
back.
Need the knowledge, bro.
The piano has been drinking.
Hey, Mr. Puckett.
Not me.
I see tomato. The tomato is red.
He can't sing, man.
Ladies and
Horrible.
gentlemen, ladies
No,
and
the guy is
gentlemen,
brilliant.
thank you.
No, you're stopping in the middle of an
Thank you.
amazing.
He's gonna fucking pass
He's
out in
gonna
a few
do the
minutes.
thing.
The guy can barely.
Thank you
He's
so
like,
much.
This has to be 3 hours.
For listening to our
'Cause I'm a little
podcast tonight.
bitch.
We want to wish you all
Sorry.
well. We appreciate Scott Oley
We
and
love you.
Bryan.
wait.
Oh, Scott Oley.
Before you go,
That's if me and you accidentally got warped into each other.
Now we're
from
docked.
like
We're docked.
docked.
We're docked.
For real because a bad
I'm just
Marty
gonna mute it.
McFly experiments happened.
So, March 16th at Triple T Tavern, 6 feet over.
Be there, brother!
Live. It's gonna be a great show. Don't miss it. Following
be
week,
square.
the following week, Dog is
You're
playing.
muting me, you son of a bitch. You're muting me, you son of a bitch.
Because the following week, Dog is playing with Jason DeVore.
Oh, crap.
Yes,
Let's
we
promote
are.
that.
Benefit at Fairgrounds for Eric
Yeah,
Allen.
For Eric Allen.
yes,
Yeah.
Leave it to the
Absolutely.
guy with the deep voice to fucking remember shit.
It's a great.
Other than when to end a
sure.
fucking
All right,
great
so-
time.
and
So
so-
March 23rd, we're playing a benefit for Eric Callen, who I believe has cancer, and we got asked to open as the local band, and then there's a couple other cool bands.
Holy shit, yeah.
We actually play one of the songs. It's Brian's favorite song that we play. We play a song by Jason DeVore, who's in Authority Zero, Mexican radio, and hopefully he'll sing it with us. We'll see.
Yeah. And then
I think I'm in Vegas on March 23rd.
And then
Well, you suck.
April 13th, Ridge Coast Music Festival. The sound is going to be being done by our local sound guys here, Scott and Mark.
I'll be doing a solo set.
Desert Danish
Desert
playing.
Danish.
6 Feet Over's playing.
Desert Danish.
I heard there's a band called. Yes. The Wizard.
The Wizard on the Mountaintop.
Dane is drunk as shit, you guys. Anyway,
That's
that's
why
it.
he wants to end this. We should keep
Support-
going. We
support-
should just keep going. So, hey, why does this have to be 3 hours? Why can't we just keep going?
Support local music. Everybody have a good night.
For sure.
Love you.
We appreciate you guys listening.
Love you.
Hey, here's an
I
idea.
can't wait for the drinking episode. Have
No,
a good night. Thanks for listening to the Desert Underground Podcast.
Fuck.